Okay, folks, welcome to Best Stock Charts for the coming week. The stocks we're going to talk about this week are Adobe. 2 earnings trades, possibly 3. I'll say the 3. Adobe, Jabil, looking good as a swing trade, but they report earnings next week, so just be careful. Binary event, be very, very careful. I will not be buying Jabil before earnings. FedEx is also reporting this week. Not sure if I'm going to trade that yet, but it's certainly on the table. What else we're going to be talking about? Crsp. We did a swing trade on that stock. We're going to be looking to get back in. DKNG, DraftKings. I went over Crsp and DraftKings last week on Best Stock Charts. I said they were going up. Both stocks went up, and we traded Crsp. We did not trade DraftKings, but we're going to look to do that this coming week. CURE. That's a leveraged ETF putting you long of healthcare. Healthcare in general looks good, not just CURE. So if you don't want the volatility of a leveraged ETF, look at the iShares Healthcare ETF. That looks pretty good. I'm not familiar with what that IYH, I want to say. Let's figure it out. IYH. I can't leave you hanging. IYH. Yes, IYH. That's a symbol. And it is looking good. Also, we'll talk a little bit about DWAC for my Salty Army members out there. So let's also talk about our swing trades from last week. Why are you listening to me? Well, we had a really, really good week last week. It could have been better. Our gold stocks, silver stocks hurt us a little bit. Our core positions did not do well last week. They're setting up nicely for a move up higher in the back half of the month. So right now, I'm satisfied with what we have. I'm not looking to add any more. But our week last week, we did well. NVIDIA, on the common shares, booked 1.22% on that trade. But we also have a strangle on NVIDIA. We shorted NVIDIA, quick scalp in, out, and Crsp. Okay, so you'll note here that the week before last, we were stopped out with a 4.74% loss on Crsp. So I told members, listen, we're not going to fight this. The Crsp is weak. It looks like it's going to get weaker. Sure enough, that's exactly what happened. And we saw the weakness going into the new trading week. What did we do? We bought. We bought the shares. They rallied up 9.10%. We made back the loss on the prior week, and we booked some profits, put it in our pocket. We moved to the sidelines. Why? Because we kind of figured that we're going to get a pullback. Do we put in a higher low? That's the question. We don't know that yet. Mr. Market's going to tell us. Also, we did a bunch of options trades. Let's bring them up. Now, we haven't closed out the trades yet. Now, the one trade that we did get involved with was Broadcom. We still have an open position on NVIDIA. The time decay on Broadcom in particular is going to speed up dramatically this week. The expiration date on the NVIDIA strangle, that's going to expire on the 31st of December. So the time decay will speed up on NVIDIA, but not as quickly, obviously, as Broadcom. So I mentioned on Thursday Night Stock Charts Live that the goal was to close out Broadcom on Friday. Why didn't I do it? Well, the shares did spike up higher, but they never gave up early on in the day. They never gave up that increased implied volatility. By the end of the day, it had given up a lot of that implied volatility. So I said, you know what? I looked for other opportunities out there because I was going to free up capital, put it into another trade. I couldn't find a good trade to put it into. So I said, you know what? Let's just do this. I'm going to go over the chart in a moment. Let's stick with the Broadcom trade and wait for a pullback. I can either A, roll down my strikes on the call side, but I don't think I'm going to do that because I think we're going to get a rally here soon. And on that pullback, we'll probably keep that call side unchanged. But then when the pullback occurs, we're going to raise up the put side to a support level once we see the pullback on Broadcom begin to bottom out. I'm going to talk to you about why I believe Broadcom is going to pull back. Maybe not Monday, but Tuesday, Wednesday, thereabouts. So I'll talk to you about that as well. And I'll talk to you about these other charts as well. So let's do it. Oh, by the way, I need to pay the bills here. So I want to talk to you about our friends over at TrendSpider. We will be using their automated technical analysis software today. It's an awesome, awesome program. I'll show you how to set up the alerts in a moment. But folks, if you're not using TrendSpider, you are missing an arrow in your quiver. Why? It's because Wall Street certainly has automated technical analysis. They have algorithms. So could you. So take advantage of TrendSpider. Sign up for their 7-day free trial offer. If you want to join my membership, you get it for 14 days and you get it for free. Meaning you get a 14-day trial offer to my service and TrendSpider for free as long as you're a member. You got to sign up for the silver or gold level membership. So you're also missing out on those folks out there that are like us. They're already into TrendSpider. They're already using it. They're already taking advantage of the ability of the software to help speed up your technical analysis, identify support and resistance levels, use their alerts to identify, hey, my price target's been hit. The alert fires it off. You don't have to watch it. If you're waiting for stock to pull back, wait for a pullback to their support levels. Let the alert fire off. It comes right here, right to your cell phone. I use the app constantly. It's a great, great app. So again, folks, take advantage of TrendSpider. Automate your grunt work, speed up your technical analysis, and improve your accuracy. There's no sense in speeding up your grunt work if you're not going to improve your accuracy. This is the product for you. There's a link below, 35% discount code, cheapest price on the web. Click the Explore button. Watch the demo tour. They have a bunch of videos here. 7-day free trial offer. And again, join up for the Contrarian Trader. Get 14 days free, and silver and gold level members get TrendSpider. So take advantage, please. Let's get to the charts. I'm going to do the chart of Adobe last and J-Bill last. Why? It's because it's an options trade, and many people aren't interested in options. They should be. You should be learning the cash flow strategies that what we use here at the Contrarian Trader works. We've been having fantastic earnings season. We've been having fantastic experiences with our selling of deep out of the money calls and deep out of the money puts, creating a strangle. You should really be interested in doing so. And we are not the gambler. We are the casino. Yes, we do take risk, but it is very, very calculated risk, and it works out very, very well. So take advantage of it. So let's begin. First up, Crsp. This is going to be an equity trade, maybe, probably. Now, Crsp, let's go to the weekly chart first. And members, go to the members area. I have already updated the price targets for Crsp, all these positions. The price targets, entry points, and stop loss points. Head on over, check it out. Also, members, in the members area is the week ahead commentary. I've already gone over these charts as well, but I'm going to redo them using TrendSpider now. So Crsp, weekly chart. You could see that last week we did put in a new weekly low, but we quickly reversed on the week. I had a price target of $80 per share. Guess where we hit? About 80 bucks a share. Daily chart. Now what we're looking for here on Crsp is a higher low. We may not get it. If we break to new lower lows here, we're done with Crsp for a while until it bottoms out, and then we rinse, wash, repeat, do the same thing that we did last week all over again once it hits a price target that's attractive. But right now, the shares, after rallying up into resistance, have begun to pull back. So we take our crayon out and we do this. Does it hold or does it fade? That's all we care about. Now, if we pull back and retest this $71 per share mark, very interesting. That would be a really nice reversal to see if we do reverse off of that support level. That would be a buy signal to me, and I'll be sending out an alert to members. So Crsp looking really good moving into the new trading week. I'm not going to go into seasonality, only 5 years worth of data. It's not worth it. False sense of security. If it's positive, DraftKings, I went over this last week, and I said it's going to bounce. And sure enough, let's go to the weekly chart first. Sure enough, it bounced. We rallied, but what did we do last week? We did this. And this is what I coached our new members on because they're not quite used to the way I trade. Because I was asked on Crsp, why didn't I hold out for top dollar? That's not the purpose. We don't want to hold out for top dollar because we know the initial bounce doesn't last. It's going to pull back and we can get back in at a lower price. And that's exactly what we can do on Monday morning as long as the shares don't gap up. So we're following our usual strategy of expecting the initial rally to fail, pull back. Now we watch. Do we put in a higher low on Crsp or on DraftKings, or do we break to new lower lows? If we break to a new lower low, we can either short it or avoid it, one of the two. So DraftKings rallied up to $34 per share. What's up there? Resistance, as noted by these volume shelves. Daily chart. Now the daily chart, take note of the automated trend line here in red. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to put it back on. Now what we did on the 8th is that we broke out above not one resistance level, but two. One that the algorithm picked up on. The other is one that I manually drew here in red. But the problem is that on Thursday, we failed to hold one support level, and on Friday, we gave up the other support level. So when you take a look at this, you want to be very, very careful, right? So the market's telling you you don't have enough buyers yet. You have technicians out there like me that are sitting there going, okay, we booked profits on the first bounce, we're out. Now what we want to do is wait for a pullback and a retest of support. And that's down here. Does it hold? We don't know. We're not that smart. We're not going to put that much stress on ourselves. The market's going to tell us that. So what I want to do here is, I already have my alert set. I also want to know, just in case they gap it up on Monday, I want to know about that. That's a positive move. And we're set. We're good to go. We'll keep it active for, let's say, 2 weeks. Break through. We don't care if it touches or bounces. Doesn't matter. All we care is that we close above that resistance level. We'll use that's 10 minutes too short. Let's go with a hourly confirmation candle, and that's good. Now, what I do like here on DraftKings is the higher low on RSI. I also like the fact that volume is declining. Down volume decline Thursday, Friday. That's good. That's positive. So DraftKings looking very interesting as we proceed into the new trading week. Again, members, our price targets, our stop loss point, and our entry point will be in the members area. Go check it out under the watch list page. The next chart up, CURE. Again, folks, this is a leveraged ETF. You don't want the volatility, completely understand. Use IYH. They look the same. Now, CURE, let's go to the weekly chart first. CURE had a great week last week. Look at this breakout. We broke out above real serious resistance. So what we want to see next week is a retest of the weekly breakout point. It wasn't a huge breakout above, so we don't want to keep too much sensitivity on. And we'll keep this active for 14 days. Our alert is set. It's up here. We're good to go. Let's check out seasonality. Do we have any more data than 7 years? We do. Okay, for about 10 years worth of seasonality, this is a weekly setup. Next week is, for the most part, the rest of the year is not a spectacular time of the year for the shares. But that all changes really right here. You can call it the first week of the year, but really the second week of the year at up 80% of the times over the past 10 years. It's pretty good stuff. Let's check out the monthly seasonality. November is a good month. December, a good month. But really, again, January is the month to be long of CURE. So CURE is looking very good here. Let's go to the daily chart. Daily chart. Now, again, the value of the automated trend lines, folks. We broke out on Friday. Actually, on Thursday, we broke out. We retested on Friday. Very good. Volume could have been a bit better. I would like the volume bars are rising sequentially, but I would have liked to have seen above average volume on the breakout. So let's see whether or not we get a retest. On that retest, does it hold? So more to come on CURE, looking very, very good. Jabil reports on Thursday. Now, I'm using a monthly chart here, and obviously we're just entering the middle of the month, so we can't really put too much faith in this chart because you have earnings and you have potentially a lot of volatility. So we don't know whether or not we're going to close above this resistance bar at 63.74, but it's looking good so far. Let's go to the weekly chart. Now, on a weekly chart, we had a beautiful pullback and a great move up higher last week. We broke out above one resistance level, closed above another. Really good stuff. So what I want to know here on Jabil is, do we retest support and do we hold it? Reminding myself about earnings so I don't get too cocky. Okay, so our alert is set here and we're good to go. Now, RSI, what did that do? It did very nicely. I'll show you. It hooked up. All we need now is a breakout. We continue to put in lower highs and lower lows. We really need to see a breakout to new higher highs on weekly RSI. Daily chart. Daily chart, a big gap up higher on Thursday. We're going to need to see a pullback on Jabil filling these gaps. So no rush to get involved here on Jabil. Again, members, check out the members area for entry points, price targets. RSI looks really good here. And stop loss points. And again, folks, Thursday earnings. Don't buy before earnings. Way too much risk. Not enough. Maybe you'll get the reward, but I'm very risk adverse when it comes down to buying earnings. Adobe. We're going to go to a monthly chart here because I'm thinking macro. This is an earnings trade. I want to see where we have support and where we have resistance to determine where do I want to put my strikes? Where do I want to sell those puts? Where do I want to sell those calls so that if the shares drop like a rock or crash up, where am I protected? Where is my best risk versus reward place to sell those options? So first up, what I'm looking at is right up here as a strike price. Let's call it 700 strike. So what do the shares need to do? Well, they need to break out to new all-time highs on earnings. Totally not impossible. So in reality, while I know I have resistance up here, we're not that far away. Where do we close on Friday? We're about 46 bucks away from that resistance level. We can hit that very easily. So I'm more than likely going to go as far out as possible. I don't know what the options are paying up at these levels, say roughly 15% out of the money, but we'll check it out. We'll check it out on Thursday morning, and I'll post my thoughts in the members option selling channel on Slack. That's this right here for new members. If you're a new member, please make sure that you've signed up for the option selling channel, if nothing else, and the stock market observation channel. And where we're looking to put our put side is probably right down here where I have a support level already drawn at around 535 strike. So if the shares get hammered, there's a good distance between where the shares closed and where our strike price is. And don't forget, we have other support levels in between here as well that may act as support. But we don't want to get greedy. If you get greedy doing option selling, you're going to get hurt, especially on earnings. So we don't want to be greedy. We're making very nice capital. It's all about consistency, frequency, and cash flow. That's what we strive for. If you don't have your capital reserves, then you're out of business. So we always want to focus first, preserve capital. Second, make a buck. So those are our strikes on Adobe. The chart is looking rock solid. Let's go to a weekly chart. Weekly chart, bullish key reversal bar. We defended a support level. Daily chart. we broke out on Friday. So let's see whether or not we get a pullback and a retest. We'll track it throughout the week, but we will not be buying the shares in advance of earnings. This is going to be an options trade. It's called a strangle. And our alert is set. Let's check out the seasonality. Going back 10 years, November's a very good month. December's good, not outstanding. Let's check out the weekly view. The final week of the year is awesome. Up 80% of the times over the past 10 years. That's great. 8 out of 10, pretty good. So Adobe, looking good as an earnings trade. Let's go to DWAC. We'll wrap it up with DWAC for our Salty Army followers out there. This is our Trump trade. All right, so the real story here is not so much the daily chart. It's good. Here's your wedge setup. We had a beautiful 2-day rally. And on that rally, we broke out. And we saw a little bit of a retrace Thursday, Friday. No problem. Where the real story is here is the weekly chart. Bullish key reversal bar on the week. We broke out above resistance. Looks like game on. Look at this RSI, folks. A big hookup. Beautiful base. Loving the setup here on DWAC. We're not going to go to seasonality. There's not enough data here. Besides, there's no business yet, so it doesn't really matter. So our Trump trade looking very good. Looking for continuation rally on DWAC. Folks, if you're not currently a member, think about joining up. Check out our members area. Watch the week ahead commentary. It's already posted in the members area. My price targets, stop loss points, and entry points for all these trades listed in the members area under the watch list page. Don't forget, join us tomorrow night, Sunday night. We go live 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're not on our email list, I have 2 email lists you could join. 1, get my free 5-part video tutorial on my top 5 favorite candlestick patterns. Or if you don't want that, that's fine. There's a link below, and it says 15-minute alert. It's actually 30 minutes, but it's 15-minute alert. You enter your email address there. You get alerted 15 minutes to a half hour prior to us going live. You will not be spammed. I hate spam too. And with that, folks, have an awesome, awesome remainder of your weekend. I'll chat with you tomorrow night, Sunday Night Futures Live, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be well.